Greetings, sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. This is Body-Culinary, and this early day, I wanted to come on and share, for those that may be so inclined, how to go natural today. So, for some of us, this has so many benefits, and we may be internally called um, to go, or I would even say a return to natural because it has so many different benefits. Today, something that we could say is a personal revolution. So, if you're interested, if this piques your interest, stay tuned to the end. You can also feel free to check me out at my website for different classes and offerings at body-culinary.com, as well as to get natural beauty no products. So I am Body Culinary, chef, personal trainer, natural born woman, mother, lover of natural living. And on this channel, what I like to share is encouragement to cultivate and start a garden, to reactivate or start a personal movement practice because it is so deeply um, therapeutic, as well as I love to encourage peaceful consumption. And for me, what that looks like is that centers around consumption of whole, fresh, living, unprocessed fruits, fresh vegetables, nuts and seeds, legumes, sprouted legumes, as well as fresh ground herbs and spices. So you may be drawn to those things. Everyone, whatever label you would like to call yourself, can benefit from consuming these things that really nourish. And strengthen our immune system and can calm us down. And then the other part is really dialing into what I like to call the sweet spot to find out just how much is enough for you, even with natural, unprocessed whole foods, with their natural living water intact. So I talk more about living water in some of the other videos on this channel. Whatever you want to call yourself, that can benefit all of us, right? And whatever labels you want to call yourself, whatever makes you feel comfortable, you can rock out to that. So today I wanted to share how you can go natural and what are some of your options as a woman. What can you do if you would like to go natural, right? And there are many reasons why many of us are endeavoring to go natural. So let me start out right now by saying here are my top ways to go natural and my options, all of which I have done, lived out, and have never regretted, not one single day. So here are the options that I've explored. One is to do a cleanse or a baldy, what some people call it. I like to call it a peach fuzz, right? And I have cut all my hair off down to here, just because I wanted to experience and explore what could perhaps be my hangups or fears around releasing my hair. Would I still feel beautiful and acceptable? So that was a challenge, something I've done for myself. So the first option that I did was a baldy or a peach fuzz cut. And I have never, ever felt more stunningly beautiful. That was a whole epiphany to me when I released that chemicalized hair, and just the realization that I really enjoyed my body temple, my looks, without having to do anything to myself, without having to burn myself with third-degree burns or scalps, totally just burn my entire scalp with all kinds of scabs. It just wasn't necessary. That was such epiphany, especially as I saw all the women in my family, that's what they were doing, and that was being passed down to the young ladies. So my first one would be a baldy or peach fuzz cut. So liberating, one of the most personal, revolutionary things you could do. Just cut it off. Why keep playing around, especially if perhaps you may be experiencing alopecia or thinning in some areas. It can be really empowering just to shave it off, give yourself a fresh start. Also, emotionally, mentally, give yourself perhaps a fresh start, and you get to see how your own hair that grows out from the follicles that you popped out onto this 3D plane with. You get to see how your own hair behaves. What does it do? Some of us may have never sat in the personal meditation of our own hair. So you get to see what it does. For example, when I first My first cut was like a little rounded Nefertiti, which I absolutely love. I was like, I just fell in love with myself. And then the next week, I decided to go back and cut more of it off. And I discovered I had like a natural wave. And so I grew up seeing men in my family put like a waxy pomade on their hair and then put do rags on and to brush it down to get waves. That was the style back then. They also used to have a do rag line. So I discovered I had natural waves in my hair, and then it would grow out. I got the little beady beads, and I was like discovering all of these different hairstyles along the way. So that was actually a lot of fun. It was so freeing. I could swim. I could do so much stuff. So my number one, and perhaps if folks are interested, I could share a picture what that looks like. Um, I even went and started to cut different types of designs into my head. I mean, I felt exquisite, unique, as I like to say, my own beauty mark. So my number one is a peach fuzz, and that is totally that's totally manageable. You don't have to do anything. You can experience your scalp. Your scalp can detox. That was my number one. So I'd like to say that my second well, let's say before then, my second uh, go-to style would be two-strand twists. Why? Because it is so manageable. It's some I wasn't an avid cornrow. I wanted to cornrow so bad. I even went to take classes in cornrowing. Somehow it just I didn't get it. And maybe it just took me a long time. So I figured out, well, let me see if I could figure out twists that's manageable. I found it was gentler on my hair. Also, although I love the cornrows, I found when my hair was pulled tight and my scalp was exposed with the parts, no matter how much money I spent, my scalp itched profusely. Like I would spend $100, 50 to $100 to get my hair done and have to take it out within a few days because it was so much itching. So I found for some reason, just through trial and error, that when I did the double strand twist, that it was just less tension. It was no pulling. It was totally comfortable, and it was something I could manage. Then I started to experiment with flat twists. And I would like to say for me, I became a master of those two-strand twists because it was something I could manage, something I could do. And once I found my little style, I got so creative. I flipped those double strand twists every which way to Sunday. And what I think is so beautiful, if I had a daughter, I am in the process. I want to adopt more community children. I plan on adopting more children, especially little girls, because it is something that you can do with a little girl. I remember my mom plaiting my hair. It is something you can train children to do, and it can be a wonderful ritual, a sacred time as you learn to care for your own hair in a way that is very gentle. There's so many more really good combs with wide teeth, and folks have taken into consideration the design of the comb and the material so that the plastic doesn't snag on our hair. If you're someone with very fine textured hair, and my hair tangles and it will break, so I don't know if you can see here, but my looser here, this always comes out, and no matter what I do, this will lock, right? Because this will lock. People will call it kitchens or beady beads. So I've decided to just leave it alone. And a lot of times our children just don't want to be bothered. They want to go outside and play. So two-strand twists, being very, very minimal. You only really need, if you want to, a little bit of oil. If my hair was loose natural, I'd use shea butter or an oil, something that could be sourced naturally and that is sustainable. Good morning. Good morning. So two-strand twists are another option. So that was option number 2. Option number 3, I would say, would be locks. Locks. And I never wanted, I did not want locks. I didn't want locks. Then my hair locked on its own. As you can see, it tangles. I almost pulled out all of my hair with a safety pin, trying to get the tangles out of my double strand twist. So I had done everything, experienced everything I could, little beady beads, two-strand twists, flat twists, designs cut my head. So I was like, you know what? I have other things to do. Let's see what happens. And so my hair, being that it's so fine, fluffy styles work for my hair. So these were huge fluffy twists. So my hair is so fine. This is after, let's say maybe I'm on 5th and a half, going on my 6th year. When it gets compact, It's fine. This is what it looks like. So I really was kind of anxious about what my fine hair would look like. And I don't twist. So I don't have to spend a lot of time with my hair. Basically, I wash it. I don't use really much shampoo. The one shampoo that I found, couldn't find it again. So fine for me because I know how to take things from my yard, from the flower garden, which I encourage all of you to get into a garden. So I encourage you to pull things from your yard. And I have to say, perhaps I'll do another video. I'm really finding that I'm loving the nopales. Someone asked what nopales are. In Mexican cuisine and culture, they'll call it nopales, or where I am right now, but it's also cactus, and it grows very, very easily. And there's so much of it. So it's one of the things on my flower garden list because it's natural filtered water. And those of you that have maybe been with this channel, may have been with this channel for a while, know I have this thing, this vision of Afronomics and Afroflowernomics, and just a vision for women in general to be able to pull most of what we use for our sacred grooming and our personal grooming rituals right from the yard, right? Because you know exactly what's in it. You're not exposing yourself to chemicals, and it's sustainable and you have access to it. Right. So there's nothing like walking outside into your yard and be able to pull something. And similar to how I spent time with my grandma Lou, you can spend time with your nieces or your community, you know, young people, and they can learn the art and the culture of transmitting information. What do we need for this? What do we need for that? So when it comes to our beauty, instead of going through these different chemical companies that don't particularly have our health and our mental emotional health in mind, there's nothing more therapeutic than being inside your garden. So I'm not twisting, it's low maintenance. And I do think it can be positive to allow your daughter's hair to grow nice and long. It can be very affirming, even a healthy sense. I don't know if I want to say a healthy sense of vanity, but you know, it can grow down to the floor if left uninterrupted. So we all want to feel better. We all want to feel, I would think, naturally comfortable in our own skin without feeling the need to torture ourselves. So it's a relief to know I woke up like this. I don't have to put anything on my skin. You have the option to artistically express if you wanted. But to just feel and see the health of my nails and my lips, and to sit comfortably with myself on the throne of my internal confidence as I go through the different phases of life. That is what being natural it affords me. It's one of the benefits. And for folks that ask about what I use, because I use fruits and vegetables on my hair and my skin, it's how I cleared up some really intense adult acne and cystic acne. I've compiled that with some pictures of what my hair looked like before it locked, and options if you have very fine hair, as well as the different things that I'm pulling from my kitchen to nourish my hair and scalp. So I don't have to be on what I call the whole stroll when it comes to products. And I found my body responds to movement and fresh, whole, unprocessed foods. You know, so it's really, really simple, and it's quite a relief. So natural beauty, no products, only food, which is cruelty free. You can find that book is downloaded on Body-Culinary. So you have those different, there's simple options. Sometimes I think we overlook things that may seem like they're too simple, but we can go natural, a return to natural. I mean, this we're such a cognitive dissonance space and place on the planet right now. It's a return to natural, our natural state. You can play and you have the option to express. I feel at the same time there are many of us that are looking for a sense of relief. And I found sometimes too much things and doing too much stuff to myself is such a distraction. I find it sometimes very unsettling. And of course, that goes with the context, because there's nothing wrong with beautification and playing with your eyelashes and being creative. My priority, though, is health. Is health. And being protective of my psyche and folks marketing different things to me with their own agendas. My agenda for my mental health and my emotional health and my physical health and longevity and vitality is my top number one. That's my number one priority. So changing your beauty standard. And beauty for me over here is health. Health is beauty. We are all very attractive and glowing when we're at our healthiest state. And I don't think it's perhaps buying all these products. I have found with health and fitness, as someone that's been in nutrition, holistic nutrition, and fitness for many years, folks are focusing more on more products. I have found it's maybe perhaps even more powerful the things that you stop doing. You can free up so much mental, emotional headspace. There is so much distraction. I would say it causes emotional instability. So that's just my little perspective over here. So hopefully these are some things that you can consider as you prioritize relaxation, relaxation, and health. It's already growing out of your head. There's nothing to do. You can just relax and start to trust in your body knows exactly what to do when we get out of the way. All right, y'all. So I'm inviting y'all to create a healthy, beautiful day, one that you can be proud of. Create a great day on purpose, simply because you said so. Feel free. You're always welcome to comment respectfully in the comment section. The content. If you enjoy this kind of content, feel free to replay it as you stretch or you cut vegetables, or you may even want to take this out with you into the garden. So y'all create a great day on purpose, and I will see you soon.